got integrated. One of my fears is I think that my clients will think I'm foolish if I'm not an expert in everything. Do you remember the first couple of years you got into financial planning, you thought they had to read all the prospectuses and know everything about everything and before you even talk to your client about it? Well, this is true in the tax, this is true in estate planning, this is true in, consolidation corporations. I don't care what it is. There's no way I can know everything that I do. There's just no way. I've got a couple of corporations to collapse and merge into another one. I don't have a clue as to how to do it. I will outsource that expertise, okay? But I'm fearful that if the clients don't understand that I don't know everything, they'll leave me. I've got another, I did a 706 this year. I charged $10,000 for it. I called the client up and I said, this is not enough. I need to charge you $12,500. And the client says, okay, Nick, if you think that's fair, that's fine. And the reason I had to raise the fee is I hired another CPA for $2,500 to do the return, who was an expert in 706s. My staff got all the data together, did all the copying, but that other CPA did the return. Okay? Now, it was worth $12,500 to my client because I was involved. And I really did get involved in the process, but I didn't have the same level of expertise as this other CPA that did nothing but that. And I also think that a lot of us believe that the clients will leave us if we make a mistake. Our clients are very, very forgiving people as long as we're honest about it. I made a mistake earlier in the year. We were revoking a sub-S election. My client is in Dublin, California, which is Northern California. And I visited them last week, and I met them in their office, and the first thing out of my mouth was, I always deliver bad news as fast as possible. I have to tell you, I blew the revocation of your S election. It's not going to happen in 205, it's going to happen in 206. Now, I looked across the desk, and I could see the client had notes. I could see the client's wife was not too happy. They were ready to pounce on me. But I apologized right up front, and they go, okay, well, what's next? And we were done, okay? But a lot of us fear that if we don't know everything and we make a mistake, they'll leave us. Now, where I think this slows a lot of us down is in the review process. If you're going to operate at top speed with a lot of efficiency, you have to be comfortable with some mistakes. It just doesn't happen otherwise, okay? You are going to make some mistakes, and some of them are going to be kind of foolish. You got to be comfortable with that. I will probably make anywhere from 5 to 10 really silly mistakes on tax returns throughout the season. I just do. And even when we had a much, much larger firm and we had all the checks and balances in the world, I would still make 5 or 10 silly mistakes that kind of got through the whole process. So that dawned on me that it's going to be easier for me to get comfortable with making mistakes and fixing them than it is for me to create a perfect system, because I can't seem to be able to do that. Okay? So instead, what I want to do is cut back on the excess overhead for trying to make things perfect. And I'll go into that in just a little bit more. Okay? Now, these are my fears. I submit you guys have others that may be personal to you, but your clients don't have them. So when you leave this room and you say, well, I can't do what Nick does because I'm afraid of, I want you to sit quietly with yourself and say, well, how valid is my fear? Okay? I submit a lot of times it's not as valid as you think it is at first.